I wanted the whole feel of the film to reflect what it must have felt like to be going on these missions. Really put the viewer into a totally immersive sort of experience.
We both agreed that anything that was emotionally involving was usually always better on Super 16.
You think you're coming back,
We have every intention of coming back.
but you might not.
It feels more natural, while something like IMAX works really well for scope.
It's all about making the audience feel something. It's trying to pinpoint what kind of style is going to best put the audience into the character's shoes. So Linus and I felt that that was something we could really sort of communicate on a gut level with this really radical change in formats. It's hard to do a bigger jump in format than from 16mm to IMAX.
Houston, Tranquility Base here. The Eagle has landed.
We know about his first steps down the ladder, but we don't know what that would feel like from the point of view of the person going down the ladder, actually seeing what he would be seeing, and seeing it in full IMAX, taking those first subsequent steps on the moon.
That's one small step for man, one giant leap for mankind.
We have been living with a lot of emotions. We shot that quite grainy and gritty, and especially inside the craft, we shot on Super 16. And in order to give the audience like the maximum contrast to that, IMAX felt very natural.
We had always envisioned the moment of stepping out onto the moon like our Wizard of Oz moment. When you open that hatch door and step out onto the silent, vast expanse of the moon, it's like a shot of adrenaline.
The surface appears to be very fine-grained.
It's almost like you've transported people to this other world. And I think that that visual experience will really elevate the personal stories that we're telling along the way.
I was asking Dave Scott, Neil's colleague on Gemini 8, played by Chris Abbott in the movie, but also an astronaut who later walked on the moon himself, what his first steps on the moon were like, and he talked about never feeling more awake in his life. It's like he could hear, see, smell, taste everything in a heightened way.
They made a point of trying to explain just how different it was visually.
We thought it was quite interesting to shoot something so pure and clean and monochromatic as the moon surface with the black sky on that large format, because it's so detailed so you can see how clean it is.
There was a clarity to the light, there was a clarity to the color, that there was something just heightened about it.
That sort of trajectory became what the whole sequence was about to me.
The jump from 16 to IMAX might help to recreate that sensation.
It felt like the sort of crystalline clarity of IMAX, especially coming out of a grittier, grainier sort of approach to the rest of the movie, would be the right sort of way to make you feel that heightened level of consciousness.
All right, here we go. Pretty clear.
Tonight we're shooting Neil Armstrong's descent down the ladder.
Speeding. Mark.
We decided to shoot the moon outdoors in a quarry that has very much the color and texture of the real moon.
We were shooting with IMAX cameras, and we were shooting with lights that Linus, our cinematographer, had created to try and simulate sunlight.
And the lenses we're using are actually the same lenses that they used on the moon when they took the still photos.
It was my first time shooting on IMAX film, and it was an amazing experience.
The IMAX theater is really, really great to see this movie just because the format changes from 240 to 143, which means that the image goes from the normal letterbox and opens up beneath your feet. You really get the sensation that you're coming out onto the moon surface.
We shot on a lot of different formats for this movie, from 16mm to 35mm, 2-perf and 3-perf, all the way up to full IMAX. To really be able to taste that full range, you will want to see it on IMAX.